In this video, I'll be giving an update on student loan forbearance, some recommendations of what you should do right now. All of that, stay to the end of the video to hear about the remaining balance of my student loan accounts. What's good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If we haven't met before, my name's David. I'm a millennial, working professional in the city of brother love, Philadelphia. On this channel, I talk about topics such as personal finance, investing, and work-related tips. If that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel. All right, let's talk about student loans. If you're like me and 45 million other people, you have student loans. As a disclaimer, this video and update is going to be for people who have federal student loans. So if you have private student loans, it's not going to affect you, but feel free to watch the videos for the tips ahead. And for the individuals who do have federal student loans, the Department of Education announced that there is an extension on the federal student loan administrative forbearance period through January 31st, 2021. What that means is that you're not going to be accruing any interest on these student loans, nor will you be required to pay these monthly payments until after January 31st, 2021. If you're a bit confused on what to do, no worries. Listen to these recommendations of what to do next. My first recommendation is save your money. There's no real rush to pay off your student loans because there's no interest being accrued or the payments are being required until after January 31st, 2021. Right now, it's smarter to be more liquid, which means that you gotta have more cash on hand for any emergencies or just paying off your student loans later on. And where you put your money matters. Try to avoid putting your money into a traditional savings account because those interest rates are going to be the lowest in the nation. Instead, put it into a high yield savings account. Some examples are Ally Bank, American Express, and Markets by Goldman Sachs. The average interest rate for these high yield savings account is roughly 0.5%. Now I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but comparing to the national average, which is roughly 0.05%, that's nearly 10 times the amount you're getting. In this day and age, every little bit counts. These high yield saving accounts aren't going to make you rich, but they're going to help you build habits to make you a better saver. On top of that, help you build wealth. For me personally, I try to save around 20% a year. If you have a good grasp of saving your money, look into this next recommendation. My second recommendation is consolidate your loan. Consolidating your loans basically means you're taking many loans and bringing them all together to make one big loan. For example, if you have 3 loans and they're $1,000 each, you can consolidate them into one big loan at $3,000. The reason why a lot of people like to consolidate their loans is because it's easier to manage and you're able to negotiate a lower interest rate with the consolidated loan. I know from my experience, after graduating undergrad, I had roughly 7 loans in total for that. But after a year, I was able to consolidate those loans into 2 loans. Also, I was able to get a better interest rate. I think before consolidating my loans, the 7 loans averaged around roughly 5% or so of interest. But after consolidating my loans, I had an average of roughly 4%. When you're consolidating your student loans with different providers such as Navient or SoFi, I want you to pay attention with the length of the loan. For example, Loan A has a high interest rate at 5% over 10 years. But let's say you want to consolidate those student loans at a lower interest rate after 2 years of paying off your loan. For Loan B, it has a lower interest rate at 4.5% over 15 years. Loan B seems more enticing because it has a lower monthly payment, on top of that lower interest rate, and that's because it's over a longer period of time. Their goal is to get you excited with the lower interest rate and possibly lower monthly payments, but because since it's extended for a longer period of time, you're accruing more interest. If you chose Loan B over Loan A, you're actually paying close to $2,000 more interest on top of the 2 years worth of interest that you had before consolidating your loans. When you consolidate your student loans, you want to make sure that you keep in mind for the original time frame of your unconsolidated loan. So if you had 8 years left off to pay it off for your student loans, you want to make sure that you bring the 8 years to your consolidated loans. And if you have a fair bit saved up, listen to this next recommendation. The third recommendation is pay it off. This is totally personal preference, but I believe that paying off your student loan is going to make you more financially happy, along with that, financially independent. As I mentioned before earlier in the video, paying off my student loan has been a journey and experience. It has troubled me for many years, and a lot of people feel the same way. New York Life asked over 2,000 people of their financial mistakes, and student loan was one of them. It took them an average of 18.5 years to pay off all their student loans. You don't want to be the many people who are in their 50s who have over $40,000 of loans to pay off left. If you didn't have any student loans, you would have so much more financial independence, more freedom. You can travel, you can buy a house, you can invest more, whatever you want. As I mentioned before, paying off my student loan has been an experience and a journey. And if you want more detail regarding my student loans or my debt journey, click in the link above. So those are my recommendations of what you should do with your student loans. Save your money, consolidate, pay it off. These are my recommendations, but please do your research to see what's the best option for your situation. As promised, for those people who watch the video to the end, my remaining student loan balance is, yes, I owe $36,704.49. Yes, the 49 cents does matter. For those people who are new or hearing for the first time, they may hear that $36,000 is a lot, and it is a lot, but for me, I think it's manageable. Roughly 2 years ago, I had a balance over $90,000, and within a less than 2 year span, I was able to pay close to $60,000 of that. If it wasn't for the forbearance that we had early on in the year, I think I would have paid an additional $30,000 this year alone. My journey to pay off my student loan has been very long and frustrating journey, but overall, it's been interesting. and comment down below of your journey and experience of paying off your student loans. Thank you for watching the video. If you haven't already done so, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me share the content I create. As always, stay fresh, stay awesome, take care.